Hi, this is Darren, and this is the Dolls Rescue Channel. And today we're going to take this Mimi Bobeck doll, which you can get on eBay and several other places. You might get lucky and find it at a thrift store or something else. And basically turn her into a Chubby Blythe, like here. And we have neck joints, but there is some modifications you have to do. It is not a simple conversion. You'll see here as we get on why this is a pain in the ass. But anyway, let's get her open and get her out and show you what we do. Now these dolls are usually stained.
When are these from? The
I don't know.
1990s? Drew? These are from the Drew Carey show. Used to be on TV, and Mimi Bobeck was his secretary, and there are Drew Carey bodies also. But they make adorable Chubby Blythes.
Have we used a drill for anything?
No, I had one that I was bidding on, but it started going too high, and
Yeah, I think he's probably a more popular doll, and
yeah. Yeah, most people today don't know who she is.
yeah, it was after all the Drew Carey show, not the Mimi. You can see the staining here that happens because these dolls have been stored in boxes for years with these heavily dyed clothing. Anyway, first step was to take this head off. We have no purpose for the head. You probably could put this in hot water and you might be able to preserve it. I have no desire to do that.
We have done that before.
Yeah, and
For no reason that we
Right.
thought we had to.
and then all I need to do now is just start chewing off the head here to get this out. But whatever works for you, you do that. So now that I have the top of the head off, the plastic comes well underneath this this neck piece here, and again I just keep chewing away, trying to get it off, and in this case I'm just trying to get down so I can start carving away at all the plastic that's in between here. All right, now that I have this cut down to as much as I could get with the clippers, I just take an X-Acto knife here and get into this plastic here, try and weaken it enough that I can then split that piece here. I always cut up towards the top here. This piece here gets cut away and you're not going to do any damage to to anything that remains, whereas the body itself does remain, obviously. So there, and then now that I have that cut away, I can probably, yep, there we go, split it off. And here you can see the body and the piece, what it looks like, so you know what you're cutting on. All right, now we begin the shaping here. Now I'm gonna leave this over here off to the side, and I'll show the final product over here so you can get an idea where I'm heading, kind of a sculpting and the destination. But basically everything here that sticks out beyond that inner neck is going to get cut off and ground off so that it's just a post coming out with a little plus sign at the top. So to speed the process, what I do is I start with the saw here, and I'll hold this backwards so you can see. I come in here and I cut down alongside there, trying to keep it as close but not too close, because I'm going to file the rest later, file it to shape afterwards. I just want to get some of the bulk off with the saw. So basically I just line up here and I cut down and take it off. Okay, so you can see here I've got 3 sides cut already, and so it's getting closer to the shape of the bottom part. And I'm just going to show you here, cutting this last piece here. I've already got it started, so you can see it's kind of coming down just outside the.
Darren's way more patient than I am.
Yeah, this takes a lot of time just because it's hard plastic and you kind of have to nibble away because you can't really, well, I guess you could probably epoxy or something to rebuild it if you cut too much off, so it's not the end of the world. So now I take the saw and just knock off these corners here to kind of make a hexagon of that, and then I'll just start filing, and I'll show that in a minute.
The hand looks weird under the sliding. I don't
that's
know what
all-
it is.
That's all we're doing, is just going to knock off these 4 corners. Okay, so here's the 4 corners knocked off. I just started filing right here, and that's the next step. This is the piece that we're ultimately going to put on here. It's going to be about here once it's done. Not he- but here, but further down, I guess is the way to put it. And we will kind of, you can see it clips onto that.
You
that
spent
square.
a lot of time developing that neck for this Mimi
Yeah.
Bobeck body.
Right, because it's smaller than it needs to be, and this down here is bigger than it should be. So I tried to do best I could, because it isn't a perfect fit. It's kind of a little Frankensteinish. The
It
Mimi
is
Bobeck.
not. It's very nice.
But you know what I'm saying. It wasn't. These bodies weren't made for a
Oh, I
Blythe
thought you were
head.
talking about your neck joint.
No, I'm saying the Mimi
Right.
Bobeck bodies aren't made for a Blythe head.
No.
So trying to get it as good as it can be done.
And we had my first Chubby came in on a Mimi Bobeck body, and the whole head was loose.
Yeah, they had just attached the head. They had just taken the Mimi Bobeck head off, and then they attached the Blythe head underneath this piece here. Well, this is smaller than the hole in the neck, and so it just flops around like you wouldn't believe. But this gives you a nice jump. Anyway, so all I'm going to do now is just basically take away this plastic here, these corners, and bring it so that it's flush to the bottom piece here, flush to this down here, carving this or grinding this away. And then once we get that done, then we'll have to grind this, file this down a little bit to get it to the height you want. Because if you leave it tall like this, your neck is sticking out like a giraffe. But if you take it down too far, then the neck, the head hits the shoulders down here. So you have to have a little bit of gap between the shoulders here and here when the doll's assembled. And I'll scoot this over. I'll show you over here what I'm talking about in the final product. Okay, you can see here now I have the sides of the, I guess, barb filed down here all the way around, so that the part that was above the base here is now more or less level with or equal to the very bottom. And you could stop here. You can see that our neck joints here have a little plus sign in them, and that specifically matches up with the plus sign that's formed here. And you could simply...
Show that again. It was below there you go.
You could simply drill a hole in that and put your screw in and be done. But it's a little too much neck, and you'll see this, however much you expose, you'll see it down here. So what I have found, I like about 10 millimeters sticking up above the neck here. You can see, let me get this the right way. You can see by default it's running about 12 millimeters here. And so if you file that down some, and you can adjust. When we finish this, I'll show you how much neck we have showing, and how much mobility she has, or motion in her neck. And you can decide from there if you want more or less. But 10 millimeters is a good value for us.
One thing about Darren's neck joints, above all others for these Mimi Bobeck bodies, is you get a right tight fit on that head. And because the Blythe heads are so large and actually have weight to them, it really holds them solid.
Okay, so we have her filed down to roughly 10 millimeters. Sorry, the shadowing here. A little more doesn't hurt. Well, a little less doesn't either. You can always shave off more, come back and shave off more. But if you take too much off and you want more neck, you can always go back, put a little epoxy on the end. It won't hurt anything.
Just keep checking.
Yeah, just keep checking. So now that that's filed down, you can see here, actually, when I put this neck joint on, it ends right where the grooves, the notches in the neck end. So that's about it. The next step I'm going to do is drill a hole here for the screw. Now, I would not advise trying to screw this in directly. You're going to have a heck of a time. You're going to strip out your screw and you're going to be sorry. Pre-drill this hole and use a sizable bit that's basically the diameter of the, the same width as the internal screw threads.
It's very hard plastic.
Yeah, it's very hard plastic, and so...
And then you've got the X.
Right, yeah. So anyway, so all we do here is just, and I use the neck joint to basically help auto-center the drill bit.
Does it matter how deep you go?
No,
Oh,
there's a little notch there you can see.
Okay.
And yeah, you want to go as deep as the screw is, so that the screw, you don't have to bite any more in. And in fact, let's just, anyway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and screw that screw in, and then we'll show you the assembly. So we see here now that the neck joint is screwed it firmly into the neck itself. It's hard to rotate and manipulate when it's not attached to the head. You don't have all the extra leverage. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and attach the head and show you the final results here.
I have several Chubby Blythes, and I happen to be working on a clown. You want that eyes?
I just wanted to show that basically the flat part goes front, the round part goes in back, and we'll go from there.
I have several Chubby Blythes, but this was for a collab, and I thought we should get this on video.
Okay, so you can see now she is reassembled. I just want to show you the neck area here. You can see the gap there, but you need gap because you want to be able to move side to side. If you had that pressed all the way down, if you went a lot less
everybody has a neck.
So. Right, and you had a lot less than, well, Mimi didn't. But you can see at 10 millimeters you can get full range of motion. Get your arm down, girl.
There you go.
You got full range of motion. It just comes up to, doesn't quite touch. It's just a hair off. And you're going to stay in because of the lighting. So if you want less range of motion, want her to stop, you can reduce that neck. She won't come as far over, depending upon how much neck you leave sticking out when you file that part down. But anyway, here she is, all assembled with now a movable neck joint that stays, doesn't flop around.
If you would like to see this doll all the way dressed, her name is going to be Pound Foolish, a play on Pennyworth.
Pennywise.
Pennywise, yes. The video was October 22nd, 2024 on my YouTube channel, Dolls Rescued.